Hi y'all, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today guys, we are gonna talk about the Sephora sale, y'all. We're gonna talk about it because I held off on a lot of things that have come out recently that I was interested in because I knew I went, Sephora sale's coming up. And so I held off. And so my cart is full. My cart is full. But I did go in and I did edit it a little. I did edit it and I did, lean it, thin it out, thin the herd a bit. And I'm happy with where it's at now. And so let's discuss what's on my list, and then also let's just discuss a handful of things that if you're interested in, if you're partaking in the sale and you're wondering what my recommendations are, I will give you a little short rundown of those because it's not a lot actually. Let's get into it. All right guys, so let me pull up my Sephora app and I'm gonna open up my cart and we're gonna talk about it. So first up, I have two Tower 28 products in my cart. First of all, it is the Tower 28 Sculptino Soft Matte Cream Contour and Bronzer, and I have that in the shade Getty in my cart. Okay, here's the thing. I did not like the Bronzino. I had it, I purchased it, I used it a few times, and then I revisited it and I realized how much I hated that product. I didn't hate it, it just wasn't, if you like that Vaseline feel, then it's for you. If you don't like that Vaseline feel, it is not for you. I am of the camp of I don't want to feel like my bronzer is sticking. Like I don't want to feel like things are gonna stick to my face. Like if there's a wind and some like leaves are flowing, one's just gonna go. You know what I mean? I don't want that. And that's what that gives me. So I decluttered that recently. And I was worried that the Sculptino was gonna kind of be the same, but it's not. It's a cream and the texture of it seems to be very similar to the Tower 28 blushes, which I really like. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I decided I'm gonna give this one a shot. I'm gonna give it a chance. I have it in the shade Getty in my cart, and yeah, I'm excited to try that. The second Tower 28 product is, as you probably have guessed, is the MakeWaves Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara because everyone's been talking about it. And when I was ready to purchase it, it was out of stock, and it was out of stock for a while on Sephora, and I was just like, oh, it's really popular, huh? Oh, okay. And then it got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the sale. I'm just gonna wait for the sale, you know? I had two new mascaras come into my life, and I was just sort of like, I can wait. So I waited, the sale's coming up, I'm gonna give it a shot. Second in my on my cart is one of the new House Labs Color Fuse powder blushes, and I have it in this shade Acai Sky. The reviews for these blushes have been all over the place. I feel like people either really like them, I have people like Khaki who really love it, and then I have people like Taylor Wynn who says it's like she hates it. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna form my own opinion. When it's like, I prefer to form my own opinion about most products, but I always find that when a product is incredibly polarizing, it makes me want to try it more because I just want to know what I think. You know what I mean? Like I just want to know what I think. I don't get as scared off. In fact, it makes me more intrigued because I am a rebel like that. So I put Acai Sky. It's one of the very pigmented ones, but it's the color that makes my heart sing when I look at it. So I'm like, that's the one I'm gonna get. Yes, so that is in my cart as well. Another blush that is in my cart is the new KULFI Mehndi Moment Long Lasting Radiant Cream Blush, and I have it in the shade Sandalwood Swirls in my cart. And I am in love with this tone. I just think it's beautiful. My new obsession right now with blush I'm looking for some purple blushes, some purpley toned blushes, or I'm looking for those really sort of like muted rosewood or almost like beigey toned. Do you know what I mean? Like the sort of muted, not pink, not brown, kind of in the middle shades on the light or darker spectrum, all of that in that little range. That's what that's like. And then purple, that's what I'm like looking for. In my April makeup capsule, I put my Cover FX blush duo in Mulberry into my makeup capsule, and it hasn't gone well for me, guys, because what I have discovered, and now that I'm thinking back, when I first purchased that blush, my makeup routine was very different. I was wearing matte foundations, I powdered a lot, and so the canvas that I was working with was quite matte. And the Mulberry shade was not a shade that I wore all the time. The shades that I wore all the time were my my Warm Honey shade from Cover FX, and I'm finding that the Mulberry shade does not blend. And I know that that was a criticism of those blushes, is that they didn't blend well, but that hadn't been my experience, because the two shades that I used a ton, the Warm Honey and the Peach shade, blended perfectly for me. Until I started using the Mulberry on a regular basis when I put it in this month's capsule. It is so patchy on me, and I cannot blend it for the life of me over what I'm wearing now. And I don't want to alter my foundation routine to get it to work. Like I'm not invested enough to do that at this point, because I don't really love the way that looks on me anymore. It's not appealing to me to be super matte. I don't think it looks that great on me even anymore, you know? So I don't want to completely change my routine just to get that blush to blend well. But the thing is that when I wore it, even though I was upset with the way it looked, the color, I was like, this color though, I'm remembering why I bought this, the color though. And so I retired it from the capsule. I took it out of the capsule, guys, because I just could not get it to work for me. But now I am obsessed with finding a tone like that I can wear in the now that is usable. So that's what I'm saying. I'm obsessed with purple blush. And I had the other KULFI shade. There is a KULFI shade that is a purple, but it's a very deep, almost burgundy berry tone. And I'm really looking for purple. I mean, although that one is very purple. It's called Lucky Lotus. It's described as a bright, juicy purple. Maybe, but see, on the deeper skin tone, and I'll show the picture if I can remember, it looks very purple, but on the other skin tones, the lighter skin tone and then the mid-range, the mid-tone, it looks more pink. Do you see that? And I want purple. And I'm afraid that with that shade, it's just gonna blend out and look pink on me, because of the fact that it's not a true purple. It's almost like a violet shade. So it has some pink in it, and I feel like it's just on my skin, it's just gonna go pink. So I opted for Sandalwood Swirls because it is what I've been wanting. I've been wanting like a rosy brown, a rosy beige tone. The swatch of it is stunning. So that's the one I opted for. That was a very long-winded way of me saying why I picked that shade, but now you understand where I'm at emotionally. Next up on my list is the SAIE Hydro Beam Brightening Hydrating Creamy Under Eye Concealer. I'm still on my concealer journey, guys. I'm still on my concealer journey. I have recently brought into my life a new concealer that I'm trying. The first time I used it, I was in love. The second time I used it, I liked. The third time I used it, I was like, I don't know. And this is the fourth time I'm using it, and I'm still like, this isn't the love that I thought it was. And I am still gonna be trying it. I think it's just a bit too matte for my taste. Like, I love when I first apply it, I love it. And I'm not gonna say what it is, because I am gonna like put it in a roundup or maybe use it in a get ready so you guys can really like see it applied and everything. But I don't hate it, but it's just sort of like, I need more data. Yeah, but from what I understand, the SAIE Beauty is in the same vein as my beloved Kosas concealer, in that it is a creamy concealer. It's not a thin formulation, but it's not a thick formulation. It's kind of middle of the road, which is kind of like my Kosas is. It's kind of hydrating, slightly dewy almost, but not too dewy. And I'm like, yes, that's what I need. So I'm gonna give that one a go. I know that some people hated it. From what I understand, I think that they reformulated or they did something to it, because they re-released it. They like relaunched it. I gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Also on my list from SAIE is, of course, is the Glowy Super Skin Lightweight Hydrobounce Serum Foundation. Come on, you guys knew I was gonna try that, right? You had to have known that I was gonna try that. That's like, come on, obvi. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. I've seen reviews of it, and the reviews have been really, like, really good, and I'm excited. I told you guys, this for me so far has been the year of foundations and concealers and blushes and bronzers. Like, I'm not really, I don't have a single eyeshadow in my cart, a single palette, a single shadow. I don't have any kind of colored eye product in my cart. I know, wild, eyeshadow queen, wild, not having anything in her cart. But I'm just not at that point. I'm just not there right now. That's not what's making my heart sing. What's making my heart sing are all the other things, you know, all the face products, minus highlighter, which I'm surprisingly uninterested in. There you go. But yeah, I'm getting that for sure. That is a given. And then also, I've decided to give Kosas another chance. I am trying to forgive them for the Glow IV. I feel like we're all allowed to make mistakes. It's what we do after them to redeem ourselves. We're all allowed to learn and grow. I'm hoping that they've learned and grown from that horrible release, that horrible product. And so I am going to be trying the Sun Show Glowy Warmth Talc-Free Bake Bronzer in the shade Escape because it looks beautiful on the models. And I want to give them another chance because they make my favorite concealer and one of my favorite foundations. And but they also made one of the products that I've hated more than any other product this year so far. So, mixed bag. So have in my cart one of the Rare Beauty, what do they call, soft pinch liquid blushes. I need to try one. Everyone talks about them. I need to try one. I need to give it a shot. I just need to know. And I actually picked one of the newer shades because the tone of it is exactly what I'm looking for right now. It's exactly where my mind is at as far as blush. It's either in the purple tone or it's in this tone, and I'm talking about the shade Virtue. Seeing it swatched on someone of a similar skin tone. Let me see. If I can find her picture, I'm going to put a picture up what they have on the Sephora website, the woman who is modeling this shade. Similar skin tone. Look how beautiful that blush is on her. I needs it. I needs it. I needs it. I wants it. I needs it. I wants it. So yeah, that is on in my cart as well. I also have in my cart a mini of the Kosas concealer. Now I might just switch and get the full size because at this point it's like, really, Amira, I don't want to get a full one because this is the thing, guys. If I have a full one, I'm just not going to reach for anything else. I'm just going to use it and that's it. But if I get a mini, it will force me to use other things. And also I want to do maybe a comparison video, but I don't want to get cuffed by the Kosas concealer again. Like, we're supposed to be seeing other people, but we're still talking. So I'm just gonna get a mini. That is everything in my cart. Like, I don't think that's a lot. It is, but it isn't, you know? It is in the sense that it's not cheap stuff, but it's also like not a lot as far as like quantity. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really happy with that. You know, who knows, you know, what often happens with the Sephora sale is like something will come out or something will go on sale and you're like, woo! That usually always happens, and I always leave room for that. But as of as of now, that is all that is in my cart, and I'm very content with that. All right, guys, so now that I've talked about what I plan on purchasing, let's talk about what I recommend, because I wasn't going to do a recommendation. I didn't want to, how do I put it? I hate doing recommendation videos because I kind of feel like I'm just giving you a shopping list, and I don't necessarily want to just give you a shopping list. But I did want to talk about things I do feel are worth picking up now and while you can get a discount. I will say that if you are not Rouge or VIB, honestly guys, you can probably get better deals if you wait a little while and order directly from these brands' websites, because 10% off, like, especially if you have like a high tax rate like my city does, 10% off doesn't even cover the tax here. Like, I'm not even covering the tax. So that's why I say if you're not VIB or Rouge, just skip it and order directly from the brands, or wait for those particular products to go directly on sale. It's just not worth it. But let's talk recommendations. So first off, and I don't have any other products in front of me because I'm a bad YouTuber and I forgot to grab everything. Okay, I'm just gonna put pictures up. Are you guys okay with that? Because I forgot it all. I planned poorly. I'm sorry. But first up is the Haus Labs Triclone Foundation. This was my favorite foundation of 2022. It is a beautiful foundation. I will say, I am wear testing a foundation right now that gives me Haus Labs vibes, but just slightly different. And I kind of want to compare the two because I'm loving it like I love my Haus Labs, but I'm only on day 2 of trying it. So I don't want to say what it is yet until I know for sure. But I can say, because I've worn the Haus Labs so many times, that foundation is beautiful. It is a beautiful foundation. I recommend that, and I recommend getting it at a discount if you can. The Kosas Revealer Concealer. We've talked about it. You know, if you've been on the channel, you know how I feel. That concealer is beautiful. I recommend trying that concealer. The NARS Bronzing Cream. Again, if you've been on my channel, you know that is my go-to. I am wearing it today because today I am wear testing this foundation using only cream products. Minus a powder blush that I applied over a cream blush because I was going for a specific vibe. But I am wearing only cream products as far as complexion, minus that blush. And every time I use that bronzing cream, it's a banger. It's a forever bae. It's just tippy of the tippy top. I had a friend ask me, I'm looking for a bronzing cream, or like a cream bronzer. What should I get? I was like, say less. NARS bronzing cream. Thank me later. And she did. She thanked me later. She's like, oh my god, this cream bronzer is amazing. I'm like, I know. So I'm saying to you, if you are on the market for a cream bronzer, get the NARS. Get the NARS. You won't be disappointed. Get the NARS. Mascara. I would have recommended the Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara, but it doesn't exist anymore. Pour one out for a real one. So I thought, what would I recommend? What would I recommend instead? And this is a spendy one, but I think it's worth it. And that is the Gucci L'Obscure Lengthening Mascara. I love that mascara. I don't own it anymore. And let me tell you what happened to my tube. I'm going to give you a sob story. I'm going to give you a sad story. And if you've been on my channel a really long time, you probably know this story. When I got the vid at the end of 2021, I was using my Gucci mascara. And I know sometimes with certain viruses that if you are using something on your eyes, like a mascara, not like a pencil which you can sharpen, but a mascara where you're taking it and then dipping it back in and then taking it out, they recommend throwing them away. And so I Googled, should I throw my mascara away? And they were like, yeah, you should throw your mascara away. And I was like, because it was a brand new tube of Gucci mascara. Brand new. I had only been using it maybe a couple weeks. When I tell you I almost cried throwing that away, not only because it's expensive, but because it was my favorite. It was like the perfect storm of sadness. One of my favorites, and it was expensive, and it was brand new. I still think about that whenever I think about Gucci mascara. I think of that moment and the view, the visual of me dropping it in the trash and then running away crying. That's what I remember. But that's how much I loved that mascara, and I recommend it, and recommend it now because you can get the discount. I'm very tempted to put it in my cart, but I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna wait. I don't know. I just like thinking about it now. I'm like, oh, I love that mascara. But no, I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna put it in my cart. Maybe. I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying. As of now, I'm saying no. Will I say no in the moment? Who's to know? Too Faced Cloud Crush Blurring Blush. I talked about this in my April makeup. I had it in my April makeup capsule. Currently, that is the only powder product that is on my face currently. I have the shade, the really bright pink, vibrant shade, which is called Candy Clouds, and it is Chef's Kiss. Such a beautiful blush. Such a beautiful blush. Blurring. It says a blurring blush. It is blurring. Beautiful tones, beautiful shade range. I might even pick another one up. And again, guys, I've really moved into the cream sphere. I've been revisiting a lot of my makeup with these. Excuse the motorcycle in the background. I have really been revisiting a lot of my older makeup. A lot of them are powder products because that's what I used to use. And I'm finding that it's, yeah, I still like the products, but I'm almost like, oh, but it's a powder. Which is so odd because it's not that I don't still love the products, and I'll put them on and I'll be like, these are amazing. These are still great. These are bangers. But because I don't generally powder my face, I've been having to powder my face a little bit to use those products, and that's made me unhappy. I don't like doing that. I also don't like the fact that so much is going on while I'm trying to film. I literally feel like there's a conspiracy against me in this neighborhood. Every time I film, that's when it gets loud. It's quiet. You can hear a pin drop in this neighborhood until I sit down in front of my camera. So yes, those are my handful of recommendations. As you can see, I kept it short and sweet, guys. I kept the list small and nice and truncated because I don't feel like there's a lot that I want to recommend that I haven't used for a lot. Like, these are products that I've used for ages. You know what I mean? These are products that I know, except for the Too Faced blush, which is probably the newest product on this list, but I just love it so much, and it's such a great powder blush, and it has a lot of those shades that are of the moment, you know? So if you're looking for those tones that are so popular right now in blushes, and you like a powder blush, this is a perfect blush for that. But yeah, I wanted to keep the list small and truncated and very curated, because I feel like I want to recommend things that I know for a fact that I've used for so long that I know can be mainstays and staples if you need them to be. I recommend and talk about a lot of other products on this channel. That's not what I mean, but I just mean like for something like this, because I don't usually do these type of like shopping list type things. I did want to keep it sort of conservative. You know what I mean? All right, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What are you picking up in the sale? Are you skipping the sale? We want to know. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now. So just to give you guys the lowdown on the Sephora sale, because I forgot to do that at the beginning of the video because I just rushed into it, because I'm kind of rushing to get this video done because I wanted to go up on the same day, but also there is so much going on around my apartment building right now. They're working on the roof of my building. They're doing lawn work outside. There are motorcycles going by because there is a motorcycle bar like a mile from where I live, and anytime it gets a little bit warm, all the bikers come out and they're just like running the roads right now. So I'm kind of in this like need to get it done mode, and I completely forgot to give you guys the lowdown on the sale itself. So all right, so the sale begins on the 14th, which is a Friday, and runs until the 24th. During that time, all Sephora collection items are 30% off. So that doesn't matter what your tier is, or if you're part of the, you know, if you're Insider, Rouge, VIB, whatever, doesn't matter. Everyone gets 30% off of that when they shop those items. If you are Rouge, you get first access, and that starts on the 14th, and that runs until the 24th. If you are VAB, you get 15% off, and that runs from the 18th until the 24th. And if you are Insider, you get 10% off, and that is from the 18th until the 24th. There is a code that is needed. I will put the picture up, and I will also put it in the description box below for you guys. So you will need the code. It won't just automatically take the discount off. you will have to have the code for that. Also, if you are Rouge, I don't know if you received this little item in your app or in your email, but it is the Sephora savings event, Rouge Share Your 20% Off. And it is a Rouge Give One to a Friend, where they receive 20% off as well using your Rouge discount. And that is valid through the 17th. So if you are Rouge, check your emails or go on the app. It should be there and you can give that to a friend. So if you are shopping, give it to, you know, you can give your friend 20% off as well. Also, guys, a little trick that I used to do with a friend who was Rouge and I was not is we just pulled our order and then I just gave her the money. That's another thing you can do, but don't say I told you that, okay? All right, guys, I'm gone for real now this time. Bye now.